Welcome to Sports Talk with Steve Jones, the daily talk show with the voice of Penn State football and men's basketball. You never know what special guest may stop on by any given day. Now here's the man of the hour, Mr. Steve Jones.
Hello there, sir. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing all right. A lot happened in football this weekend. We'll start with the college variety. This weekend, Virginia Tech fired former Penn State defensive coordinator Brent Pry, and then UCLA let go of head coach Deshaun Foster after an 0-3 start. Where would you like to start with these two?
All right, so I'll start with this, and very simply, it's one thing for the head coach to be fired. There is a buyout involved, and there are other people on both staffs that are now sitting there in limbo. They'll work hard to do their jobs, but they know darn well
they may not be there in a week.
Okay, no, not in a week. No, at the end of the season, you can't just blow up the whole staff. It's just, Tim Skipper's taking over at UCLA. He's looking around saying, "Hey guys, I need your help." But they don't have the buyouts that the head coach does, and when I look at Virginia Tech, for example, I think of somebody like, I don't know, Mike Hazel, right? Who's, his director of, ops, right? Who was here for such a long time. Well, what's going to happen with Mike?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There are other people there. Carter's there, who's in charge of equipment. Now, I think the equipment guy normally is okay, but not the director of ops. So now let's take this from a football point of view. There is a level of stupidity to this that is beyond the pale, and it has nothing to do with Deshaun Foster or Brent Pry. I'm not talking about that. Yes, am I good friends with Brent Pry? Yes. Everybody knows that. But this is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a pure football roster point of view.
What would that be, Steve Jones?
What are the rules in college football? The rules in college football are you can play in 4 games in a season. Once you play in the 5th, you lose your eligibility. Well, they just fired each of them after the 3rd game. Every single player on that roster can maintain their eligibility by not playing after the 4th game.
So you're saying this coming week they each have a game, and then afterwards they could just...
Every single for UCLA, it's Northwestern. They have a bye week.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But every single player on that team has a decision to make about whether to maintain their eligibility moving forward, and they have up until the 4th game to make that decision. This decision to fire each of these coaches was made after the 3rd game. All right. Who's running this? And don't tell me, okay, that tells me a couple things. A, the athletic directors don't know the rules, and the boosters absolutely do not know the rules. The boosters don't know the rules. You need to get rid of them. Excuse me. No, you wait. Okay? Hey, somebody has to be like the smart person that understands the rules. Right? Every single player, all of them, can opt out and not play a 5th game because the rules state you are allowed to. You can if you play 4, you're good. Right? We talk about this all the time in this non-conference area. Jameer Joseph had an interception, fabulous return for a touchdown. They don't need to play Jameer Joseph if they can keep their corner room healthy. But remember, Penn State's corner room is Davian Collins, A.J. Harris, Elliott Washington, Darius Dixon. Oh, and if need be, Kenny Woosley. If need be, Zion Tracy. Now we get to Jameer Joseph.
Yes.
Okay? So they can hold on him if they so desire and play him up to 4 games until you get to the postseason. Then when you get to the postseason, it's unlimited. You can play. It's. I mean, every single person's available. It does not count.
Which is a positive.
All right. Oh, no, that's
great.
What they've done with this rule is very good. I think what they're going to eventually do is go, hey, look, you got 5 years. This is it.
Yeah.
Right. But in the current rule structure,
Mm-hmm.
every single Virginia Tech player has played 3 games.
Yes.
Every single UCLA player has played 3 games.
So what you're saying, Steve Jones, is that if I were, for instance, the quarterback for UCLA, I could say after this next game against Northwestern, or just now, going to maintain my eligibility. Going to, I guess, opt out for the season.
They can.
They can.
They can. Now,
yeah.
Now, I don't know what their contracts state.
For NIL purposes, we don't know that
purposes.
stuff. But you could, in theory.
But, for example, how expensive is the Virginia Tech roster in certain areas? How expensive is the UCLA roster in certain areas?
Outside of the quarterback room.
I'm saying,
yeah.
I mean,
no, it's a good question.
In other words, Nico's making his money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
the rest of it.
Okay, everybody else, who else is making money? I'm sure Jalen Berger's making some.
Rico Flores Jr.'s probably got a few
Flores
receiver.
is probably making some. But what about the backup defensive lineman? What about the backup offensive line guys? What about the tight end, for example? What about the place kicker? I mean, everybody. Same thing in Virginia Tech, right? They maybe want to be paying out $20.5 million. But how's it being distributed? And who's on the low end of the pay scale?
Yeah.
They may look around and go, the heck with this. I can get a better deal someplace else. And you already have the defensive back going from Wisconsin to Miami. And there's been no repercussions of that. Where evidently he had a deal with Wisconsin, made it in December, then changed his mind and went to Miami. And, of course, Wisconsin has accused Miami of tampering. But guess what? He played against Notre Dame. I saw him play in the game. Right? This is what you have right now. You have a rule in place. How much money are the freshmen getting?
Probably not that much.
How much money are the freshmen getting at UCLA, and how much money are the freshmen getting at Virginia Tech? I mean, really?
Can't imagine a lot.
No. They have the option of playing 4 games and then calling it a day. I'm done. I'm opting out. Penn State's about to play one of those guys a week from Saturday, Bear Alexander. Bear Alexander last year was at USC. He did not play in the Penn State game. He did not play in the Penn State game because guess what? He decided to opt out and did not play the rest of the year and kept his eligibility and transfer from USC to Oregon. So they're about to play a guy that did that. Penn State, even though he did not play in the game, same story. Devin Ford was here at Penn State after the Fort game, opted out, went to Notre Dame. And yeah, he was on the roster for the Orange Bowl, didn't play, right? But was on the roster. So we've seen it firsthand.
Yeah.
And you're telling me that there aren't going to be USC and Virginia Tech, UCLA and Virginia Tech players that won't opt out?
Absolutely are going to be multiple.
That they've got people in their ear right now saying, I don't know, you got to get out of there. It's really unstable. We have no idea who the next coach is going to be, the whole thing. And you need to preserve your freshman year, your sophomore year, whatever. Hey, you got 2 more years of eligibility. You need to preserve it, go someplace else, get the, yeah. They're going to have people in their ear saying that to them. Right? Don't go to Syracuse. They run sprints after games.
Yeah. But it's really interesting that this can now happen.
You didn't think I'd slip that in.
You did. I want to bring up.
But you see my point. This is why you don't do what those 2 athletic directors just did for the sake of the program. You owe it to your fans to maintain a roster for the rest of the season.
Yes. Can I say something on Deshaun Foster? It felt like no matter what he did this year, unless they went undefeated and won a title, he was doomed. That's how it feels from the outside looking in, because you're sitting here and saying, well, we're bringing in this quarterback, Nico Yamaleava. People have thought he's going to go in the first round of the NFL draft. Oh my gosh, we're going to bring him in. We're going to give him this money, and he's going to revolutionize our program when there's no one else around him. And he might not be that good. And it feels like he was put in a losing situation with that, where at some point Bill was gonna come due, and it came due in 3 games because everyone said Nico Iamaleava is incredible and amazing, and you said from the jump when all this is going on a few months ago, it was like we haven't seen a lot of this kid. He's not that great. Versus Joey Aguilar, who was at USC, UCLA, who's now at Tennessee, just tore it up against Georgia. They lost in the game after a 44-41 slugfest, but it was an incredible game there. And now UCLA is sitting here, not just on the hook for the players that could now leave, but now he could leave. And he could say, you know what? Nico Iamaleava's like, after 4 games, I'm out. And then all of a sudden, everything gets crazier for them.
The athletic director has to be the cool head in the room where he's getting pressure from boosters left and right. And you sit there and talk to him and said, look, I'm going to wait 2 more games. What the heck are you going to wait? And then you explain the rules to them. They go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do.
Okay. I mean, you have to be the one that's, instead of going, because I'll give you an example. Considered to be reputationally the worst, Auburn. Reputationally, like everybody in the Southeastern Conference, and I talk to enough people.
You know enough people.
Right.
You know some names.
Right. I'm just saying, they'll tell you, like, you want to talk about running the show? Their primary major mega boosters run the show down there. Now, other places like Alabama, LSU, people think, or Tennessee, oh, yeah. Auburn is considered to be the one that a lot of people reputationally go, keep wondering why they keep changing over people. I mean, Gene Chizik won a national championship. In his second year, he was gone. Okay. It's like, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So that's where, you can't, you need the money. There's no doubt about it. I mean, look at what Penn State's doing right now by building on the west side, what they did with the performance center, what they did with the nutrition center. I mean, all these things. It's taken money and investment and donations to do all of that. So you need it. You need it. But there are certain times where the athletic director has to look at the big money people and say, look, I see what you're talking about. I don't like the direction either, but we need to have a quick talk about the rules. Okay? If I do it now, okay, I could lose a chunk of the roster for the rest of the season because they have the ability to opt out. Okay? If I wait 2 weeks and we get to week 5, they lose that option. Right? People say, well, that's cruel to the players. I'm sick and tired of hearing about, the rules are the rules. Okay? Just because I can look at the rules and say, oh, here's what they're getting money. Okay? Which means those players who stay are going to get their money the rest of the season anyway. But the rules are in place. I'm only following the rules. It's like all those people who said about Le'Veon Bell, it's morally wrong that they're going to franchise him for 2 years. Excuse me, it's the rule. Guess who agreed to the rule? His union.
Yep.
Okay. Now, there's no union here.
Yes, this is a different ballgame.
So there's no union, which how many times have I been saying over the past how many months? You need to have collective bargaining. But this rule is in place now. This rule is in place now.
Yep.
Okay. And I know the players did not say yes or no to the rule. Okay. So I'm saying that part's wrong, but the rule exists. Well, based on the rules, this is what I do.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got to maintain a roster. How many people leave?
That's a good question.
How many people? There may be nobody that opts out because they just want to keep playing and they love playing for the school and whatever, and they love the campus and the whole thing.
It could be a lot, though.
Right?
Like there could be none. There could be dozens.
Could be none. Could be a bunch. Could be a few. My guess is there'll be a few.
Yeah.
Not a bunch, but a few. But the door is open to every player on the roster. So let's just pick 105. I mean, I realize there's more right now.
It's open to 105 players to say, you know what, I'm out.
So, okay, you actually can have 105 players say, we're leaving. That's not going to happen, but you can. It's possible. Why? Because the rule states
it could happen.
Right? I'm opting out.
Crazy.
I don't know what the contracts state.
But
that's one thing I don't know. I don't know what's in writing.
Without knowing the contracts, 105 could opt out.
But they can opt out. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, Bear Alexander had an NIL deal last year. He opted out.
Yeah.
Did not play the Penn State game. Now he's at Oregon. Okay. Hey, I'm just saying these are examples of you do something and you're like, okay, wait a minute. That's good. I'm great. I'm great to see you're doing something. And this gives them time to find just the right guy. Well, guess what? You did it after week 3, and guess what? We may not have a lot of people left when it's done because the rules state they can leave before they play a 5th game.
Yeah. Well, see, see
what I'm saying?
I know.
Here? I mean, like I said, I think a few people will do it. Not many.
But the fact that they could leave.
But the door is open to all of them leaving. Now that's not going to happen.
But they could.
Right? But under the rules,
they can.
They can.
Yes. Let's get to the Penn State of it all. Penn State took down Villanova 52-6. I want to start with the defense. They were what? There's literally no time left on the clock away from a shutout. Yeah, with an incredible play by Maddox, an incredible play by the receiver Binkowski.
I mean, great one-handed catch.
At some point, you got to hold your hands up. I believe you said this post game and say, "That was just a great play. He made an incredible catch."
Exactly right.
It was the same thing Cam Ward did in the NFL, where he throws across the field, going to his right, across his body, across the field, and a one-handed grab in the back of the end zone.
Right.
What do you do? What do you do on that one? So, Penn State's defense, outside of that, I think played incredibly. They did their job. They held this Villanova team to 180 total yards of offense.
Including the last drive.
Okay. And
look, there's no question after watching 3 games. But first of all, I had to kid Elliott Washington after the game. I said, how did it feel to be the first non-defensive tackle to get
he got one. And then Joseph got the second one. Now cornerbacks and defensive tackles are tied with interceptions on the season.
Tied at 2 apiece.
Yes. Who had that coming? No one.
So tonight, Dennis Sutton with the pressure. When they get to the game against Oregon a week from Saturday, you're going to need pressure on Dante Moore. I am impressed by Dante. When Dante Moore was at UCLA, his issue was turnovers. So far at Oregon, he's only thrown the 1 interception. He's got, 7 touchdowns, 1 interception so far. When I've watched him, this is what's impressed me about him. He can throw for the pocket. Most quarterbacks can. He can roll to his right, make some throws, his natural side. But I've seen him roll to his left and make some throws where he's been very accurate, rolling his opposite way, and he's been able to put the ball right where it's supposed to be. They've had a revolving door of running backs. Noah Whittington is their primary guy, but he did not play against Northwestern. He was banged up. But they have other guys there.
De'Aaron Hill Jr., Jaden Lamar.
De'Aaron Hill has stepped in and played well. As a true freshman, we're using him on kickoff returns. And the transfer from Tulane that they thought was going to be all-world has hardly played. Because he ran for over 1,100 yards last year at Tulane. I think Benson has stepped up at wide receiver, has made a big difference. DeCorian Moore has stepped up at wide receiver. He's made a big difference because, remember, Evan Stewart is out for the year. Sadiq at tight end is just a terrific player. I mean, a good blocker and also a good receiver. Their offensive line is there's a lot of new parts in there. And what's interesting is the number of freshmen or redshirt freshmen they have in their secondary. I believe, except for Dylan Tieneman, who's a junior, I believe the other 4 starters are either freshmen or redshirt freshmen. Because Taron Johnson has been out, the transfer from Northwestern. So Brandon Finney out of McDonough has been starting for them at the corner spot. But they've got redshirt freshmen and freshmen starting the secondary. Bryce Batchelor is a very, very good linebacker. I mean, he is the I really am impressed with him. I feel the same way about him, the same way I felt about Carson Bruner last year of Washington.
He was good.
Mixon has 2 interceptions so far for them at the other linebacking spot. Good player. Uyunglele can get pressure off the edge.
He's already at 3 sacks on the season.
Right. And so, look, they're a good team. I mean, there's no getting around it. They're a really good team. Well, Penn State's a really good team. You know, I know that everybody wants, has gone through 3 games. Have they shown everything they want to do? No. Have they done a little experimentation along the way? Yeah. But, in other words, Oregon is going to be able to look at a video of Penn State, and they'll get some stuff. They're not going to get everything.
No.
And so defensively, I feel like Chaz Coleman has stepped up and played well.
Oh, he's played incredibly.
It's good to see Zariah Fisher out there. He really helps. I feel like Xavier Gilliam has stepped up. He's played well. Now, because to me, like Ford Durant or Givens. I'm talking about other people now who are not in the given category that have stepped up. Amari Campbell has played really well.
Oh, my gosh.
He's getting a real feel for what's going on out there, and he's attacking it, and Tony Rojas has been doing.
I mean, those 2 combined had 3 sacks on the day. They were playing incredibly.
They played well. Davian Collins has quietly been good at that corner spot, and with the you feel like corner, they're in good shape. Getting King Mack into the starting lineup to go with Zakee Wheatley that was a great move. Antoine Belgrave Shorter has played well, but King Mack has outplayed him. And King Mack has now put together back-to-back games, one coming off the bench and one as a starter where he's played well, because I feel like he's been attacking the football. And Wheatley is the consummate center fielder out there. And you see how he plays.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 2 plays now that have been run in the flat, one by Nevada and one by Villanova, back in their own goal line. Who made the tackle? Because he sees it and believes it right away. Zion Tracy, right? Kenny Woosley. I think this has been an invaluable time to get a lot of these guys in the game. Offensively,
let's start on the offensive side of things with let's go running backs first. So in this game, Penn State, I mean, the first drive alone, Nick Singleton had 8 carries. 8 carries, 34 yards in the touchdown. He ends the day at a pretty 20 carries, 84 yards, 2 touchdowns on the day for him. Katron had 10 carries, 86 yards, and a touchdown. Give me your thoughts on them first before we get to the rest of the quarterback, receiver, tight end, O-line side of things. Running backs first. Thoughts?
All right. So, look, Katron Allen, I think, has had an excellent opening.
He's rolling.
You can see the quickness. It's made a big difference for him as to how he plays. Singleton has had to get some yards in between the tackles along the way. He is best operating in space. So you've got to get him a crease, because once he gets a crease, he bolts through there. What have they done? What have they not done early in the season that was an important part of what they did last season? Getting the ball to him in the passing game.
I'm waiting. No screening, no give him a quick route to just get him open, let him run.
Okay, so there's been nothing yet in the pass game where they put him in space, right? So file that away, okay? And so look, that running back room,
talented.
They play off of each other. They're not expected to go out and handle the ball 25 times each. That's why in the fourth quarter they're fresh and can make plays. I mean, go back to the Boise State game. Katron's having a great game, and then all of a sudden, who hit the home run? Singleton. Okay? So that's where they are at this point. The tight ends are playing well. Dinkins did not do a great job of catching the ball against FIU and did not, I don't think, had a target in this game.
He did not have a target in this game, no.
But Reynolds has stepped up, and Reynolds has put put together back-to-back career games, right? Rapplier is quietly playing really well. On the one play to Reynolds, Rapplier is the guy that throws the big block. Right? And they help out in the running game without question. The wide receivers, Hudson makes plays and he blocks. Okay, Ross was a primary target in the FIU game. I think he was targeted once in this game.
One catch, 12 yards, one target.
Pena had a really good game, except for one where Drew, by the goal line, Drew threw a really good pass to him at the goal line, and he didn't make the catch. On the dump-off play, on the interception, okay? How do I say this? Okay. The primary guy, and we won't use names, the primary guy did not run the right route. Okay. But Drew's got to be smart and just throw the thing away and just live it for another down. And he didn't do that. Okay? So you have to do that. You have to go, okay, wait a minute. This is all fouled up. The play got fouled up. Okay? All right? It wasn't like, okay, there's more than just like, the quarterback made a bad. It's like, okay, what's he doing that for? It's okay. So once it got fouled up, just throw it away and just, right, and live another day. Okay? So that's the play he made in the game where you sit back and go, because the touchdown pass to Pena, you can't throw any better. The one that Pena dropped to the goal line can't be thrown any better. So there's a lot of things that he's doing that he's doing well, right? And look, they're not going to win games unless he plays well.
Yeah.
Right? It's as simple as that. Look, let me state this plainly for everybody. Let's do this in very simple terms. When you get into big games, you need everybody to play well. Everybody. Everybody has a job, has to play well. But there's a reason why your best players are your best players. And in the big games, your best players have to be the best players. Simple?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what you need, your best players to be your best players.
I think for a lot of fans out there, there has been this freak out because they have not seen the best of Allar this season, which is he hasn't played incredibly well. He's not been the greatest quarterback that's ever lived. Then again, they haven't needed him to be through 3 weeks. That's just how it was dictated by the schedule. They gave up 2 touchdowns in the last 25 seconds of 2 games, and outside of that, held teams to 3 total points. So he hasn't needed to be incredible, exceptional, all-world Heisman-level quarterback against FIU, Villanova, and Nevada. You want to be sharp,
but
yeah.
You want to be sharp, okay?
And
there's some moments out there he's been incredibly sharp, and then a couple of times where, okay.
It feels like, and this is how I explained it on Saturday after watching the game on our post-game show, was it feels like it felt similar to 2023 when it felt like he was playing it a little safe at times, and he was going through all of his reads and his progressions, and there were moments where he could have taken the shot. Or I know there was 2 or 3 times where Devontae Ross, Khalil Dinkins, I believe, both got down the sideline and were open, and if he had seen them and looked them off first. He looked them off immediately, and it's like they haven't gotten to the point of the route where you can tell what's going to happen. And both times, they then just burn their guys, and they're open downfield. He makes that pass. It is as easy as it gets, right in the basket. They've got no defender around them. Touchdown. And it feels like he's going through his progressions and taking his time a little bit more in these games when they're not running this quick offense. We've seen it a lot with the 2-minute drills for him, where he's been rapid fire. I mean, the Pena touchdown, like, he was on that drive. He was play, touchdown, done. And when he gets rolling, he's in fine form. It's just getting him there is what it feels like the problem is and the disconnect is. And I'm wondering what you're seeing and what ways it can be schemed up for him. Is it even, let's say, getting Nick Singleton involved more in the pass game? Is that a way you can give Drew a little bit, not confidence, but give him like, okay, I can relax a little bit. Like, I've got this quick, here's 5-6 yards, here's 7, here's 8, and just move.
Look, just take what they give you. No need to force anything. No need to force anything. All right? He's been through this before. I mean, look, he's about to make his 33rd career start. All right? they practiced in the stadium last night.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I'll get into the reason why in a moment. It's actually a very simple reason why they went last night. Oh, they're playing a night game. It's a little bit more.
Yeah,
than that.
James explained it, but we'll get into it again.
I explained it in the pregame show before he explained it because I already knew what the reasons were. And he was laughing. He was, he was loose. Okay, just be cool. All right. Okay. It's not like he's never quarterbacked a Big Ten championship game. It's not like he hasn't quarterbacked 3 playoff games in his career. It's like, it's okay. He's been there. All right. They did go last night, and here's the reason is simple. During the construction of the West Side, they had to take down the 2 corner light standards on the West Side because you need to have cranes move around and so forth. You didn't need to have the light standards in the way, so they had to take them down. Now, they still had the, the bases in, but they had to take them down so the crane could maneuver, so they get the steel where they needed to get pour the concrete because they didn't need them in the way. During the preseason, Penn State practiced 3 times in there. The 4 sets of lights that are on the West Side were all there and available. So great. But you could see the dark spots in the stadium because the corner lights weren't in. So they have not been in there
with the full night light arrangement
until last night because even the 3:30 games have ended before dark. So last night, finally before the first game, you saw that they were in before the first game. You're like, so you probably didn't think much of the fact that maybe they were out. I mean, why would a fan think they were out?
Yeah.
No fans were in the stadium. Right? So you wouldn't know that they were out unless you were in the spot we were in saying, when are they going to put those things back up? Right? Well, now they're back up. So last night with the full lighting in the stadium for the first time they practiced in there, I would not doubt I would not doubt that they don't go in there one more time just to do it. But that's why they worked out in there last night. Offensive line, look, they're protecting him. That's good. I think for the most part, their run blocking has been good. Can it be a little bit better? Yeah. I thought there was an improvement on the right side of the offensive line of blocking in the game that we saw on Saturday. That's a big plus because Shelton on the left side has
consummate pro.
He's had a major league year. He was the offensive player of the game for Penn State, for the coaching staff on Saturday. Because you see Drew Shelton is pulling out there. On the long run by Allen, Dinkins throws a big block, but who threw the first block?
I was going to say Shelton hit him
because he went. But where was he? He pulled out. Okay, that block wasn't made at the line of scrimmage. That block was made in the open field. Right?
That's one of those. Ooh,
his athleticism has been outstanding to this point. So look, and Wosu, again, you're trying to do things. Can Wosu kick it out of the end zone most times? I'm not going to guarantee he can do it every time. But they kicked it short a couple times. Why are they trying to kick it short? Okay, simple, because they want the cover team down there. Can you get them inside the 20-yard line? Now, they got out to the 30 twice. That's not good. That has to be better. If you're going to play that kind of game,
you gotta be better about it,
right? You got to be better about it because guess what? Okay, De'Aaron Hill and Whittington, one of the two will be back there, is better than what.
Oh yeah.
Okay, what they've seen.
They can burn,
right? So if you're going to do that, okay, so that's why they did that. For anybody who says, well, Ryan Parker kicked off the end, what does that mean? It means that they wanted Ryan Parker to kick off because in case somebody gets banged up, he will have to kick off. There's sometimes very simple solutions.
It's just let him do it. You don't need to have Wosu do it every time. You can say, yeah, Parker, get one in, get some practice. So if you need to in the future, because if Wosu, as you said, gets hurt, who's going to do it? Ryan Parker.
I like the timing of King Mack on kickoffs. I really like the judgment of Ross on punts.
Oh my gosh.
You need 2 things on punts. Two things on punts that are vital.
Mm-hmm.
One, you have to catch the ball.
Yep. He's done that so far.
Okay. Oh, that's just a... Excuse me.
Yeah.
Okay. Ever try to catch a punt? Sport? Okay.
Well, it's not just catching it.
Easy.
It's catching it and then immediately knowing who's coming at you from where.
That gets to two, judgment. Okay?
And
especially when you're the only guy back there. Now, the punter for Oregon, they've seen. Now, Ross hasn't.
But Penn State has seen
Penn
it.
State has, because he was Boise State's punter last year.
So they'll have a bit of an idea of how he punts and what his balls look like in the air.
For the most part, he is a rugby-style Australian punter. Doesn't mean he can't punt straight on. So Penn State will have to make a decision. Do we put the two back with Pena and Ross? Or do we just go Ross? But the judgment part, okay? 9 times out of 10, you don't want it hitting the ground. Sometimes the punt's so bad you have no choice.
Yeah.
Okay. He doesn't let the punt hit the ground. He makes really good judgment about what he sees out there. I talked to Derek Williams when he was a part of our broadcast team. And Derek was brilliant at returning kicks. And I asked, on a punt, what was the tip-off to you that you could return it? And he said, I would look at the line of scrimmage. He said, and if the gunners got a free release, I probably was going to fair catch it. But if they were hit at the line of scrimmage, I thought I had a chance to return it. That was the first tip-off. Free release versus are they screened off at the line? That then gave
dictates
him in his mind, okay, I might be able to return this. Or, hey, we'll just fair catch it, call it another day, and move on. Because, I mean, these two guys are down. They're gonna,
and they're flying at you, and you've got to make a split decision.
I may be a really good athlete, but I'm going to get credit.
Yeah, but so far from Ross,
so
we've seen him make those decisions really well.
His judgment has been excellent.
And if I may, he puts his foot in the ground immediately as he catches the ball, and then I'm fairly confident we have not seen him get tackled by the first guy yet. I can't remember one of the times he's done it so far this season where we've seen him off the bat get tackled. He makes a guy miss immediately. And it's like, okay, that's something. I mean, Penn State this season had 4 returns of 10-plus yards, and they only had 3 all season last year. And Pena's had 1, and Ross has had 3 of them. Like, that's something. Because it means that's 10 less yards that the offense has to go get. And if you're getting it at the 30, and he can get it to midfield for you, if he can get it 20 yards downfield for you, all of a sudden, it gives Andy Koldnicki a lot more to play with. Because it's like, oh, well, look at that. Now we have 50 yards to go instead of 70. Let's have some fun here. Like, it opens up a whole different world. So Ross's returns have been incredible.
Again, you want to get the hidden yards in special teams. All right. Gabe Wosu, you know what all 5 of his punts have in common right now? All 5 have ended up inside the 20. Right?
Yeah.
Right. So it's not just the 67-yard punt, which
is impressive.
But it changed the field. Also put the ball inside the 20. So he changed the field on the 67-yard punt. But look what he's done with his other punts. He's been able to knock all the other punts inside the 20-yard line to go with that one that also ended up inside the 20. So that's what you're looking for there. Because you have Washington and Collins as the gunners, who are 2 good players on the outside with some speed and tackling ability. And then they both did a great job of downing the ball against FIU at the 2-yard line. They combined to do that. And so that's where they are with all of this. And Barker's 9 of 10 in field goals, which, believe me, you cannot.
Yeah. He's been money.
Put a price on. It's been really good. Oregon to this point is a team that has dominated its 3 opponents. Montana State, Oklahoma State, Northwestern. I can give you an idea of what does Penn State's defense and Oregon's defense have in common. Neither one has had the opponent start a drive on their side of the field.
It's pretty good.
Again, that's the chess piece. So Penn State's defense has not had to walk out onto the plus side of the field and defend yet. Oregon's defense has not walked out onto the field and had to defend yet on the plus side. right? So they've had, for the most part, longer fields in back of them to work with. Makes a big difference. And so the chess part of this game coming up will be important. Now, Oregon does have to play Oregon State. Remember last year, Oregon beat Oregon State 49-14. Oregon State is a Mountain West team. Okay? That's what they are. They are a Mountain West team.
And they are 0-3 on the season so far. Oregon State lost to Texas Tech, Fresno State, and Cal, all by double digits, bar Fresno State. They lost by 9 there.
Yeah.
And
that's a conference game.
Yeah.
Okay. They're not going to be able to compete. I mean, the Mountain West is better than the MAC, but it's better than the MAC.
That's about it.
It doesn't mean Ohio University can't push.
Ohio
State. Not as if Ohio University can't beat West Virginia. They did. It's not as if Ohio University can't push Ohio State into the fourth quarter, which they did. I think it was 13-9. I think at one point heading into the fourth quarter.
Yep.
And then Ohio State won 37-9. Because Ohio University is a well-coached, not great, but good football team. One other note about college football. We are seeing, okay, I'll give you some prime examples right away.
Go for it.
Everyone knows that's listened to me do this show for a long period of time. And I've done this on pregame shows as well. One of the important parts of the job is that you listen to people who know better. And this is something, a slice of wisdom that Russ Rose gave to me a long time ago. I've never forgotten it. He said, Steve, one of my jobs is to convince every team that it is not just a fresh start, but you are an entity unto yourself. That what you did in the past is no guarantee about what's going to happen in the future. He says every team is different because people exit and then people come in. Sometimes your culture improves by the people coming in. Sometimes it doesn't. Right? So, but the personality of every team is a little bit different because you have lost a segment and you've gained a segment. Right? It doesn't stay the same. Right? And that was always, he said, one of his primary jobs was to impart to them, just because you won, in his case, they won 4 straight national titles. Just because we have Alicia Glass back, just because we have Megan Hodge back, we are not guaranteed a national title. Now, they did win 3 in a row with that.
But you're not guaranteed it. Right. You got to go out and do it.
The fourth one, everything changed over. Those players were out. And Megan, of course, is now back as an assistant coach. But he says, even though I had critical players back, he says, they've got to play even better. And just because I have critical players back, I also have critical players that were under the radar that helped, quote, us win, that I still had to replace. Or critical players that were on his developmental squad that were critical in practice to making other people that left and somebody else came in and maybe they're not as good, that they didn't push them as much. So every team's different. So now let's look at this college football season to this point. Okay, Notre Dame was in the national championship game last year. Now, yes, they have played at Miami and they played Texas A&M. So the caliber of competition is there. But they're 0-2. Now they have a different quarterback now. Who, by the way, is a very talented player.
C.J. Carr.
Right? C.J. Carr is very talented. I really like him a lot. But did you think the Notre Dame defense would give up 41 points? Did you think the Notre Dame defense would give up? Now, I know they had some loss in the secondary, but they still have Moore and Gray as their corners. They're still there. That's one of the top corner tandems in the country. They're still there, right? There's a bunch of names they're calling out that Noah's calling out. Noah Eagle is calling out as I'm watching the game that played against Penn State, right? Like, okay. Yet they scored 41 points, right? Now, I realize that on the hold, they dropped the ball,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I understand that, which opened the door. But you would think the Notre Dame defense, and that's Marcus Freeman's bread and butter.
Mm-hmm.
But they lost. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one. Okay. Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
The way they finished last year, everybody's like, Clemson's going to be this and that. Mm-hmm. Now, the opening game's LSU. It's a tough, hard-fought game. LSU's pretty darn good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They're a good team, especially defensively.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You don't win that game. But then against Troy, maybe you can say there's a hangover or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like the one thing I said about Clemson after the LSU game, remember what I said about them? I said
Mm-hmm.
at least they know they have the ACC in their back pocket. I said that, in fact,
Yep.
before the game.
You did.
Said it before the game.
They have the
I
ACC.
said
They have
I
the
said
buffer
that
room.
The game was bigger for LSU than it was for Clemson because they still had the ACC in their back pocket. Well, they opened up with Georgia Tech.
Mm-hmm.
And Haynes King, and I've said this maybe 20 times on this show. You watch that guy play. I have no idea whether he has next level ability. I really don't. But as a college quarterback, that is one tough SOB.
That is one of those guys that everyone's like, I want to go to war with him. Like,
Right.
I want to be in the trenches with that guy. And that's who, like, 25 carries, 103 yards. He fought for those yards.
I'm watching him against Florida State last year in the Dublin game. Wow. I'm watching him in the Georgia game. He's keeping them in the game, overtime after overtime. It's like, geez. All right. And so they play this game. They play it down there. Now, okay,
No
they're
wiggle room.
Okay, they have no wiggle room. Notre Dame has no wiggle room. All right. Then you got Georgia and Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Wild game.
What a
I
game.
mean, wild game.
Tennessee goes up 21, lets the go of the lead. Georgia ties it. Tennessee misses a field goal.
But Texas A&M goes on the road and wins.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia goes on the road and wins. Somehow, some way, they won. Right? There is a parity right now in college football that maybe we're not taking a closer look at.
Everyone says Ohio State's the best team in the nation. Everyone's beatable. They're beatable. There's not a team where I'm like, they're incredible and there's no weakness on this team.
Right.
Like, we haven't seen Penn State play incredibly well. They haven't played lights out.
They played well.
But they've not shown they're the greatest team that's on college football right now. But that's the point. Is like no one has shown they're the best
they're going to
team.
find out. And Oregon's going to find out.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Oregon should win with relative ease over Oregon.
LSU won 20-10 against Florida, but it was not an easy game. Lagway threw 5 interceptions. That helps.
Florida's 1-2.
Yeah.
Right. And then Brian Kelly gets asked about the game. First question, what about your offense?
Mm-hmm.
You just beat Florida in a big game.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
Come on. If you want to say, like maybe the 10th question, he says, hey, Brian, by the way, he says, you put enough points on the board to win the game. What are a couple of areas on the offense that you want to see improve?
Yeah. Heck,
right.
Everyone said Texas.
What areas do you like? What do you want to see improve? Arch Manning had another bad game.
Everyone said Texas is the best team in the nation. Arch Manning has come out and got booed off the field.
Right.
Like, that's bad.
Right. I mean, he did not play well on Saturday. They won, but he didn't play well.
South Carolina, a team thought everyone would be great. Sellers goes out injured. They lose to Vanderbilt 31-7. Like, you are not taking anybody for granted this year. There's no team you're like, they're going to put up 95 points on us today.
There's nobody out there that can do that.
Nope.
Right now. There's more parity than ever before, and we're getting treated to one terrific game after another on a national basis because the competition is so close.
Heck, Ole Miss versus Arkansas was an incredible game.
Right. That was a terrific game. And a fumble at the end was the determining factor in that game. Right? Arkansas had it. They fumbled the ball.
Yeah.
But my point is there has been no carryover across the board from last year to this year.
Not a one.
And it goes back to what Russ Rose told me years ago. Every team changes. And then that's just, remember, when Russ made the statement to me, this was a long, long time ago. It was not the portal era. where you could when you change over. Right? Pitt, West Virginia. West Virginia loses to Ohio University the week before and have not looked good in either game. Yet they win.
Won the Backyard Bowl?
Right. If somebody can explain to me on the fourth down play, and I know it's 4th down and a half, and where he's throwing the ball to or who he's throwing it to, I have no idea. You tell me who's throwing it. Look like
Great
throwing
question.
the ball away.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing? Force the ball. It's the only play you have. Force the ball. 2-point conversion, Seattle, Green Bay years ago. Okay? Years ago. This is before they had the rule in the NFL where you could return it for 2 the other way. Right? Wilson goes around. He throws to his right. He rolls right. He's in trouble. He just throws it in the end zone. Guy, I can't remember. It may have been Lockett that made the catch. Right? 2 points. What an incredible play. Oh, yeah. It was brilliant by Russell Wilson. Why? Because there was no consequence for having it intercepted. None. Zero. No consequence. In other words, it's no good. Right? It's the equivalent of throwing it into the stands.
Yep.
Right? So I'm going to throw it there, and maybe my guy will make a catch. He throws I don't know where he's throwing the ball. Throw it. What's the consequence? If they pick it off, you lose.
That was the same thought that Maddox had against Penn State at the last play. He was like, I'm just going to throw it up and see what happens.
Right.
And look at that. An incredible catch. And he can forever say, I threw a touchdown pass in Beaver Stadium.
Right.
Like,
I'm just saying.
and if it's picked off, okay, Penn State picked me off.
Right. That's why, I remember, I never forget that play. We're like, well, he makes a play. And to throw that ball, I'm like, what do you mean to throw the ball? What are you talking about? Do you know the rules? Yeah, of course, he says he's got to throw the ball. Why? Because if it's picked off, this is pre 2 points the other way. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay? There was no consequence to having them pick it off. Who cares? He was smart enough to throw it. Right? Here he throws it away. Throw it into traffic. I don't care if you throw it into a triple. Who cares?
Let it rip.
Right? Let her rip. Maybe you get it. Maybe you get a flutie play. I have no idea. Right? Because there's no consequence. You're trying to somehow
Find a way.
find a way.
Yeah.
But he
So.
threw it away. I'm like,
Who do you think it's?
I mean, I have no idea who's near the ball.
It was like 10 yards beyond the running back and like 10 yards short of the receiver, and both running in different directions.
Right.
And it just wasn't close to anybody. And it was like there was a third guy there he was trying to throw it to, and it was just, huh?
I am.
Speechless, Steve Jones. Speechless, I think is what you're looking
You
for.
get baffled by that stuff. How about that?
That you do.
But I'm just saying, but that's another example of another really good, close game, right? That nobody in Pennsylvania cared about.
No.
But
And we will get to a lot more sports stuff that has happened. We'll get to it all tomorrow. A lot of it is going to be NFL related because I'm intrigued to discuss things from Joe Burrow's toe to the Dallas Cowboys.
he's out for months.
Yep. We'll discuss.
He's out for months.
We'll discuss the Bengals. We'll discuss the Cowboys. We'll discuss
very quickly.
Yeah.
The Joe Burrow thing's big because he's out months.
He's out months.
So that means
Browning's starting
Browning's
quarterback,
gonna have to
Jake
be the
Browning.
quarterback for them, and that changes everything for them. The other part is the Eagles-Chiefs game. The two biggest plays of the game, without question. Number one, Mahomes throws a really good ball, and Kelsey hands on it, does not make the catch, and it's not a hard catch. Interception goes the other way. Terrific. But then what is on the mind? Your job as an official, right? The entire left side of the Eagles on the tush push, on the it's a 4th down play. Move. Like live, you're like, oh, they moved. Right?
Wasn't called.
No call. Right? Then they do the replay, like they really moved. Like so instead of going back and being 4th and goal at the 6, where now you're going to send Elliott out to kick in all likelihood. So that makes it a 17. What does it make it? A 17?
Something like that. Under 20-yarder.
No, it's going to make it a 16-13 game.
Oh.
Or 16-10 game. It's going to make it a 16-10 game. That means the Chiefs have a chance to take the lead with a touchdown. Because you can't officiate a play like that.
Crazy.
Right? They left early. Not
Early.
Early. They left early. I mean, even earlier than Lane Johnson does on a pass play.
Thank you for listening to Sports Talk with Steve Jones, a 7 Mountain Media production. Come back at 11 every weekday for analysis of the latest happening in the sports landscape. From college football to European soccer, Steve and Kyle cover it all on Sports Talk with Steve Jones.